Hi Web3 people, I'm Paria from magicalords team. I'm here with another lovely episode of my spaces. Today we are going to have two lovely people in my space. They are both great artists and also collectors. We will have dear Jordan. He is a traveling photographer, and also we are going to talk to dear Riyad. He is active in different parts of art world. So make sure that you're with us to the end. And also don't forget that English is not my first language, so sometimes I have some barriers, and you just have to bear with me. Thank you. Let's start the chat. Hi, everybody. How are you? Thank you for joining me. And so, if you can't hear the music well, we can just start the space and go on. Hi again, everybody. How are you today? Am I doing?
Hello, dear Paria and everyone. Hope you have a great day. Actually, today I am working a lot on one of my piece. Actually, today I start to painting something for myself. Yeah, but I am great and happy to see you again. It's a lovely chat, and I see too much lovely faces here. Yeah, hello, dear Shash, Riyad, Jordan, and Lily. Everyone, welcome.
Okay. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Riyad. How are you? Hi, Shash. Join us.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. It's been super hot in the UK, so and kids have just broken up from school today, so it's been a pretty chill period, really. I'm not getting up to much exciting, just
Yeah,
procrastinating
I
on Twitter
heard
and
about that.
joining in spaces.
I heard about
What,
that.
sorry?
It is just getting so hot there, and I heard that you have a very cold country, and that's so shocking and so bad for you, because in Iran we just get used to it, but in England I think it would be so hard for you. And sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we're just not set up for it at all. We've got such like middle of the road temperatures that when it gets too cold, we're not ready for snow. Like the country shuts down. And if it gets too hot, the country shuts down as well. Like it's just we need it like a solid like between like 2 degrees and 26 degrees in Celsius, and we're fine. Other than that, it starts to go wild because we don't have air conditioning as well. So that's the problem. Nowhere really has aircon. So as soon as it gets hot, it's just you work anywhere. Everyone's pretty well insulated, so it just gets boiling hot. And also the Brits, when it does get hot, we just immediately go and sit by the river or go to the lakes or the sea or just take time off to do absolutely nothing. It's a good excuse. Like everyone's like, yeah, it's sunny finally. We're gonna chill out and enjoy it.
I see that. I hope that would be fixed. I don't know what to say, but I hope everything would be great as always again. And thank you for joining me. Hi, Riyad.
Hello, guys. Hope you are doing well. I miss you a lot, guys. And I miss Lily. Finally, she came back into the spaces. Welcome, Lily, back. She is a lovely person. And Jordan, I'm so sorry for this situation in UK. It's really hard, I know that, especially with all of these temperatures, strange temperature. I hope this weather stop being weird, just like now, brother. And maybe I can invite you to Dubai if you like, Jordan. Maybe you can test what the meaning of hate also. Here, maybe you can. Here, maybe you can put little fries on the car, and suddenly you will see it burning directly. So God bless you. But I know it's really hard for you guys because you are not used to it. But for us, man, it's just like 40 degrees. It's just like a journey for us. It's spring for us, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in Saudi Arabia, so I don't struggle with the heat, and it's really not that bad. It's just we're not set up for it at all. But it does seem silly talking to people like all the people from Dubai and even Southern Europe. People come from Italy or Greece. I was in Greece the week before and working, and it was like 37, but you don't think it's that hot because it's got a you're on holiday, you don't have to do anything. And yeah, you speak to people in Dubai and Australia and like Egypt and stuff, and they're like, yeah, it gets like 50 degrees here. That's just a spring day, 40 degrees. I don't know what you're moaning about.
Yeah, I see. Okay, let's start and talk about everything. Actually, before we start, I have to remind you that I might have some internet connection problems as always. So please, if we would see any problems such as ragging in the middle of the space, please come back again because I would run it again. So yeah, it was a little reminder for you, but I hope that wouldn't happen. And let's start asking our questions. For the start, I want to know more about Riyad and Jordan. Please just choose who wants to go first, and let's hear you.
Jordan, I would love to listen to Jordan, please.
I was going to say the same thing. You go first, my man. But I'll take it, I guess. I'm a travel and documentary photographer from the UK. I've been thrown off. I've just seen someone join. I've known, so the pressure's on. Yeah, I've been a photographer for 20 years or so now, and been working predominantly on editorial and tourism stuff, really. So I do stuff for National Geographic, Condé Nast, Time magazine, and I actually started out as a photojournalist covering conflicts in Central America, the Balkans, and other areas, and those are my two main areas that I covered. And then I changed directions purely because I had met some people, and I was having questions myself about whether it was the right thing to do, whether I was built for, going deeper into wars and conflict zones. And I met a guy who I really respected and looked up to, and he didn't actually try and put me off, but he actively sort of said, just be aware, you're thinking about the right things, and sometimes you can go down this route, and while it's, great, and you are really using photography for what I saw it for, where it had the power to change the world and really make a difference, you needed to be careful of your own state. So I decided to go down a different route of actually less conflict and nicer stuff and more, topical stuff still. So I started getting in with National Geographic and doing that sort of stuff. Editorial massively changed then. I don't know, with the invention of microstock agents, I can't remember what year that was, but I still did a bit, but the fees were really dropping and it was really hard to make a living out of solidly editorial. But I was quite lucky in the fact that I'd got in early, I think, and managed to work with companies like Time and National Geographic and Condé Nast and the BBC and Sky Television, these big brands. So when I approached sort of tourist boards or PR companies rather than tourist boards and high-end hotels and things like that, and I started deflecting into sort of banks and sort of more commercial photography to actually pay the bills to get me, which sort of worked trading off of a past name of my experiences. And then I've gone back full circle then because what I really loved was always the editorial stuff and doing the stuff that really had a passion to me and really told stories, and again hopefully made a little bit of difference in the world. So I've managed to get back in, find myself in enough work to then indulge my own passion and just work for what I want to work on. And then obviously the NFT space came around, and yeah, I'd never seen anything like it, to be honest. I was completely blown away by just what happened and how this community came together, and the power of Web3 for artists to be able to sort of take the power back, and then collectors as well, like wanting to give us the power back and wanting to support that journey was just it took me a while, honestly, to not think it was a pyramid scheme or, I want a better word, or a scam. Like, this can't be true. I've been waiting for a place like this for so long, 20 years, I guess. And it never came, and I'd sort of given up hope. And then, yeah, it did. And then, there's actually a guy down in the audience who picked up one of my Genesis piece. He is, like, as I've credited him many times, like, he's responsible for me carrying on in this space, I think, and like picking up my first piece and really making it quite real was not that I was going to dip so quickly. I'd only been around sort of maybe a few months, but it was just like, wow, this is really real. And I started to connect with people and start to understand the space and the potential it had, and just, yeah, I'm hook, line and sinker into it. But I think I've waffled on for long enough there. So Riyad, man, you go. Sorry if that took ages.
Okay, that was awesome, and I have a lot to ask, but let's hear Riyad.
Oh, thank you, Magic Colors, Paradise, Mana. We have amazing people here. Mana, Lily, Ibrahim. Oh my God, he's an amazing photographer. And I'm really, really honored to meet you, Jordan, with all of your experience. It's really great honor to have you, Jordan. And also, I just followed you now. I'm just amazed by your journey. And big shout out for all of the people who are in the listeners. We have Surur, we have Ilham, we have Lamity. Oh my God, EK, this man is really amazing, Magic Colors, especially with his feedbacks. You have to invite him to speaker. So, guys, if
You
you
mean
allow me to
Lamati? You meant
yeah,
Lamati? Oh my God,
yeah,
Lamati is
EK,
just my
EK,
close
no,
friend, Riyad. I have a lot
EK.
of good close friends like Jordan, like Lamati.
Yes. And we have EK with the glasses picture, PFP. This man is really also amazing, by the way. So,
You want me to reveal my secret? Because I have a session with him.
oh yeah, he is really
Yeah.
strong. I love this
I'm so
guy.
proud and excited for that session. So let's go on and hear you.
Oh, thank you. Actually, my name is Riyad. I'm awarded-winning architect and artist. Actually, I'm Syrian and I live in Dubai from, let's say, 10 years. Announced as one of the creative architects of Dubai in 2021. Also, I have awards in architecture and also in art. I have certificate of achievement in art in Dubai last year also. So for me, I do many things in art, in photography, and fashion, 3D modeling, architecture, interior. I do digital arts, anything inside of the art, I can do it. It's this is my hobby actually, and the main cause for this it's to link the architecture with the art directly and mix them together. So also I go to national TVs in here in Dubai. So speaking about in United Arab Emirates, which is Dubai, speaking about linking art with architecture and how I link them together and I create crazy things out of it. So for me, I in NFTs, I love it because every time we came here, we are meeting so many people. We are meeting so many different ideas, so many different art topics, and also different mentalities and different topics. We are learning and exchanging knowledge from each other no matter how the person got awards or certificates or something, he will not develop until he listen from other people. And this is what I love the most, is listening to all of these amazing people together and try to take feedbacks from them and also developing myself. So once I'm doing something like that, I feel like I'm in heaven, seriously. And then thank you for this for sharing my architectural project. This is a sample of my 3D artworks with little animation. I just minted there, and I want to turn architecture to metaverse for sure in a different way because for me also I'm going to conferences worldwide also regarding the metaverse, so I started to understand it, and according to small knowledge that also I'm taking it from experienced people, and through the government sometimes they provide also conferences just like last time in Dubai, so I have a clear idea about the metaverse, so I want to make something crazy, and I don't like to think just like normal things inside of the box. I like to think outside of the box. And regarding my art, the reason that if you check this architecture, it's just like the same style that I do, just like for the scriptlings. So those scriptings are just like a mesh or just like a contrast between black and white. I draw those portraits and lines so that I create shapes. And also the same this concept I reflected to architecture and interior design. So just like the same continuance, oh my God, RIP English. You see, it's the same spirit that I have it in art. Also, I reflected to architecture. So this is the whole plan that I'm doing, and I hope I can achieve something really higher and higher. But of course, I cannot make it, no matter how much connection I have or even support I have. I cannot make it even without my friends who are here, and also we are communicating together. So this is the whole secret of NFTs. It's engaging with each other, no matter how many followers we have, no matter how many we have. It's all about connections. It's all about supporting each other. So it's a big honor to have you here, Magic.
Thank you all. It was so interesting and lovely. So I would go with one question, and then we will go to speakers, and then in the middle I will, and Paris, we will ask our questions in the middle as well. Jordan, I know you are on Super, aren't you?
I just got invited to Super. I haven't actually minted anything yet, but about a month ago I was invited on. Yeah, so yes, technically I am, but no Super Rare work yet.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to know how people can just get there, because I know a lot of artists want to get on Super Rare, but maybe it's their question that how can we go on there, and how is their community and something like that.
That is the, I guess, $1 million question, isn't it? I didn't apply myself because I just had this feeling. I had toyed with applying, and had even have applications prepared. I don't know if everyone knows that you can just apply. There's a on their website. I think there's an apply or something. I don't know. It's pretty easy to find. I can't remember the link. We could probably find it somewhere and pin it. But you could just apply. And you've got to do a 1 minute video, talk about the pieces, social stuff. And I just kind of had this feeling that this was going to get sent, and it might get read, but it might not get read or seen even. I didn't know. I just felt there's going to be loads of people doing this. How can they monitor it? So my plan I went down the route of thinking basically like most things in life. I think it's who you know, and rather than how talented you are. Unfortunately, love it or hate that's the way it is. I think. I mean, obviously, I think you have to have a certain level of talent to get on Super Rare to start with. I mean, I think if your work, if you believe your work's good enough, then it's worth giving it a go. If you think you've still got to grow, then I think they might think you've still got to grow as an artist. But so I think the level of your art and your journey does make a difference. But I actually decided to go out to New York for NFT NYC, and I didn't think it would. One of my goals was like, hopefully, I'll meet somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who can at least make sure my submission or application is seen by them, gets in front of their desk. And then I was like, I'm fairly confident that if I can get somebody to actually look at it, and then I have stand a much bigger chance. And I don't know that Super Rare aren't looking at them. I've got no proof of that. But it crossed my mind that they just might be too busy. And I just know how things. I run a magazine, and we get submissions all the time, and you're just so busy. Some 10 or 20 or 100 come through in one day. Some just get lost, unfortunately. It's the way of the world. So yeah, I went out to New York with loads of other things. But that was one of my major aims. Was just hopefully I just randomly bump into someone and they be able to connect me, and a few months down the line I'd get accepted. I luckily was in, I think, New York maybe less than 72 hours and bumped into somebody who had already had my name put into their brain or into their realm, and they followed me on Twitter, and they sort of basically just said, I'm going to make it happen for you, before I could even properly ask, really. So I think that was more like just being around in the space and just doing my thing and mixing and showing up that people are taking notice. And then it's just a matter of the stars aligning. That being said, I wouldn't not apply. I mean, obviously that's not an option for everyone to just fly out to New York, or obviously you've got to wait another year if that's the case, if you're going to go down that plan. So I probably would apply, but I think some people have done some cool things which I've seen in the past, where they've tweeted out like Super Rare, will I make it, put their they've done the submission or application, then they put out a tweet, and they've got a fairly big following, and they've obviously, I don't know whether they've asked people to, hey, can you make sure you share this when you see it, or share it. I don't know how they've done it, or if it's just a genuine following. It might be. But I get the feeling that, if you ask everyone to share it, say, hey, I want to get on Super Rare, and you've got some, friends and followers that have a bit of influence, I think that is probably a pretty good way to go down it, and just make sure that makes them aware of it. They'll see the tweet and pay attention to it, and then hopefully that will make the right person sees it and goes, hey, I'm going to actually check this out. There's, this many 100 or 1,000 people vouching for this person. Maybe they're worth having a look at, So I hope that helps.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people are trying to get on the super rare, and I see they mostly want to do that by tagging super rare and something like that. And I was curious that how you did that. Thank you for answering me. Okay, guys, do you want to go on with your questions, or I should just go on?
Yeah, I want to say first of all, hello to Jordan. Today I just check your images and your photographer. It's absolutely rare and absolutely brilliant. I love your travel photography. I love your landscape and how you use the color for the feeling of your space. Actually, you have something like as a magical atmosphere in your traditional for the showing the culture. I love your photographer, and I can see how you feel in your travel. And I want to first of all, nice to meet you, dear Jordan. And my question is, do you have any plan or program for the making some collection on the Super Ray? Because Super Ray it's a different for all the artists, and if you are in the Super Ray, that is the name is clear. You are rare and you are in the Super Ray, and it's a different in the future of your market. And do you have any plan to be on there or not?
Yeah, I've planned to be on there since probably within the first week or two I entered this space, whatever that was, a year ago, 18 months, 10, I don't know now. It's been in my plans that, I was confident that basically as soon as I found out about Super Air that I was going to get on it sooner or later, whether, I probably did it soon, and I thought just because, the stars aligned for me on this occasion, I think is the honest truth of it. And yeah, so I've got plans for work that I'm going to put out there that's already been planned. I've got a whole roadmap of or a plan, and I'm now putting it into place. I'm, talking with people, finding out what now that, I had this plan. It's all well and good until the plan becomes real, and then it's like, oh, okay, shit, I've actually got to. Well, I don't have to do anything. I can just continue on as normal. But I've made these plans and had a strategy of how I would take my artistic direction and how I wanted to take it. I mean, nothing I do is really not thought out. I don't tend, I'm not in a rush. I don't tend to just have something happens and react to it. I tend to try and plan out for the event that's going to happen, hopefully, or what, it's in my roadmap. It was in my business plan, whatever you want to call it in Web3. It was, this will happen. So start preparing for it, So that's what I did. So, yeah, I've got all the work lined up that probably I planned. I've got some new stuff coming out. I've got new projects I'm working on, but I've got the potential, say, 10 even images of my first 10 images all lined up. Exactly which order I go in, that's not decided, but I've probably got 10 drops of one-on-ones that and they may, again, this could change. I might, only drop 5 of them, but they're in the plan, as it were, of what I want to do. And yeah, how I want to use other platforms. I don't want to say too much just because I'm still working out exactly what I want to do and how I want to execute it. But yeah, I've got plans to keep to how I use platforms and where I put my work, and really managing scarcity or not so much scarcity, supply, where I manage it, and getting on the right places and the right contracts, and working with collectors. I'm lucky to have got some fantastic collectors that are, hugely supportive of my journey and really helpful. That they ask the questions, they give me the time of day, they put a lot of time and effort in, more than I'd expect that they ever would, to help build me. And taking that advice is absolutely essential to me. So I spent a lot of time doing that, and yeah, just not reacting to anything. But yeah, I have got plans, but nothing's going to happen sort of. I mean, I probably will mint something before I go to Portugal on the 9th of August, so I would like to get something out prior to that. So we'll see. But yeah, I've definitely got plans. Watch this space, I guess.
Actually, today we have honor and we have dear Ibrahim here, and he's a real fantastic photographer within great community. I would love to listen to Ibrahim. How is your feeling about the Jordan? Because you know each other better than me because you're a great photographer and you can connect together. Hello, dear Ibrahim.
Hello, Magical, Paris, Riyad, Jordan. I see all of friends here, which is really great. Yeah, the Magical sent me the space. I saw especially Jordan here and I just jumped in. Jordan, long time no see. How are you? I really miss our conversation. What's up?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been, I've been busy. Like I had to do New York, and then I was back for 3 days, and then I was in Greece for a little bit of a holiday, and then an assignment for Nat Geo, and then the kids are breaking up from school. So yeah, I've been a bit busy to sort of get in spaces and have chats, but I'm easing my way back in now. Now the school holidays are underway, I can get away from
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I really miss our conversation. I remember that the first day I saw you, we were with a crypto AJC and many great collectors, and we were talking about some serious stuff about the NFTs. And from that day, I saw your amazing works. And yeah, it's really my honor to meet you in this community, Jordan. Yeah, I have a question for you. I like to know, you are a deep photographer that have a special philosophy behind your work. How do you think that what is the Jordan Banks legacy as a photographer in this world? What would you like to see about it in the end of your journey?
You mean as a photographer in general, as against NFTs? I'm assuming just as
No,
the art
no,
form.
no. As a photographer, for example, 20 or 30 years later, when you see in your journey, returning your journey, what would you like to see as your legacy?
I'd like to see. Ideally, I don't think I've reached it yet, which is still something that drives me. Is as long as I can make a difference to like not necessarily even the art of photography, because I'm not sure if that's realistic or too arrogant to think that. But if I could get that story that really, or that image that really makes a difference and changes policy or foreign policy or the outcome of something, like that would be, I guess that's kind of a selfish thing to want, because it's all like just, I don't even want the praise, but just knowing that, it's something that made a difference. And, I wouldn't, not even credited to me. Just, I think that's what I believe the power of photography is to capture these raw individual moments that, may never, hopefully, some hopefully will never be repeated. And, even if they're never two moments are the same. So to capture these raw feelings and emotions, and then, have to be remembered like that, I think, to have made a difference, I guess, in the world. But I guess that's kind of like everyone, isn't it? But I hope that makes sense. That's probably the best answer I've got for you, mate, unfortunately. If you were hoping for something more exciting.
Yeah, great answer, Jordan. And I'm curious to know how long you are doing photography. I want to ask a question about it. Exactly how long you are doing photography?
I, as a professional, I think like 20. I first got my first paid gig at 17, and I'm 40 now. But so I guess, and that was when my career sort of started. But I sort of say about 20 years is usually, I figure when I'm 20, I started to sort of work. But I've sort of done like lots of different things in the way I've done, worked in terms of style, and I also I dip in and out, and that doesn't mean I've never actually stopped taking photos, but I can go for quite long periods without actually working sometimes, just because I need the reboot of just, I'll still take pictures, but I'll take 6 months off sometimes, like when children are born, or when it was just the right time, or whenever I need to go see something or work on my own projects. But yeah, a bit, give or take 20 years is a short answer.
So great. 20 years, you are doing amazing photography and professionally. So my
I'll
question
just point in,
is,
I'll say, I wouldn't say it was all amazing. It got definitely a lot better. I could see points where it was like, wow, I'm rubbish. Like, and then there was certain points where I noticed, I was like, this all just came in. And I'd say it took a lot longer time than I see some people take now. Like, it makes me wonder how slow I was, like how some people can make such impact in like 3 years or so. And I'm like, I was still so rubbish after 3 years. Like, but yeah, sorry, go on with your follow-up question, mate.
yeah, no problem. Thank you. So, I heard this question in documentary about the Salgado, and I'm usually asking this from the photographer who's doing this for a long time. So, do you think you captured the best photo of your life, or no, maybe in the next years?
I'd say that I don't think I truly believe I've taken the best photo that I could ever take. I think I don't know whether. No, I definitely haven't. I don't. That's how I believe. But that being said, that I feel that I've taken some images that, if they turned out to be the best images I've ever taken, I don't get any better than that. I still feel I'd be happy with. I'd be content that they have done what I wanted them to do, and they're as strong and powerful and as they could have been at that time. So, but no, I definitely believe that I'm constantly improving and looking at the world a new way and approaching things differently. So, no, I think I'll definitely get better. Hope that confident that is.
That was a naughty question. Yeah, thank you so much, Jordan, for your amazing answers.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for asking and answering. I have a question for Riyad, but before that, Riyad, go on.
Oh, yeah, Magic Color, thank you. Actually, Jordan, I would love to ask you. Uh, I just checked the Petra photography. Okay. You took it in Jordan, I believe, this location, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, for you as a photographer, first of all, did you study the place that you will go to, and what's make you exactly choose this place? So, I'm curious about an artist, um, because I don't know if you love cities or something, but Petra because it's really ancient city or something. So, what's make you, or the idea or the concept of taking special places or special cities to go there and take photography for it? Would you like to tell me something about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've always had an interest in anthropology and human interaction. Modern anthropology and obviously historical anthropology of human behaviors, human ancient civilizations have always entertained me and really interested me. So I spent a lot of time searching out going to places like Angkor Wat, where is it? I can't think of the name. Machu Picchu in Peru. Um, the Bagan ruins, and trying to find these places early, and even Dubrovnik, where I ended up living for a while. Like searching out these sort of ancient things that we still live in or still interact with. So a lot of these things I for years just Google mapped. So my Google map is basically just a big red dot of pins where I put everything in, and I'll make notes and I'll research places that I'd wanted to go. I mean, even most of them will be on my map now. It's rare that I don't get, like, I just did that job in Jordan, and I just did a job in Nat Geo in Greece as well, and it was in Meteor in the north, and all of the stuff, the research had already been done. I'd already pinned everywhere. I knew the times of sunsets at different times of day and year. I knew sort of cultures, what the traditions were from all these places. But if I don't know that already for some reason, and I'm sent, say, some magazine or company or whatever gets in contact and says, hey, we want you to go to this place and cover this story, I would go through exactly the same process of researching everything, working out the best times of light, the directions of light, cultures, viewpoints, unique viewpoints, everything. So basically, once I get on the ground, I sort of say 80 to 90% of my work is actually done sat in front of a computer. I mean, nowadays as well, like even with Google Earth, I mean, you can actually physically line up shots almost, especially drone shots with, I mean, yeah, it's rudimental and it doesn't look quite like it, but you can almost know the coordinates you need to fly that drone to, or you need to stand on, and I'll have all that as a reference point. I put things like mood boards in as well, which will be anything from, there might just be songs that I listen to that are just going to bring back the feelings that I want to get from it. I'll have poems. I'll have obviously reference points of pictures, like one's for the viewpoints, and two, I want to try and produce something different. So I want to, the tendency is to go for a classic shot, and I want to try and make sure I don't do the classic shots. If I do them, then I want to remind myself, okay, actually that's a pretty dumb shot of whatever. Go and get something different, and it's sort of all these different things just help me work in a smooth and line manner so that I get what I need basically. But that job in Jordan, I actually wanted to go for. Obviously, I'm not named after the country, but I've got the same name, and obviously I knew about Petra, and I'd wanted to go for I don't know however long, probably since I first started traveling really, and yeah, this winter, last December, Wizz Air hired me to go and tell a story, and they basically just gave me carte blanche. Just said, go walk the Jordan Trail and take whatever you want, just make it look cool, and then write a piece about it. So I actually wrote the story as well for that, and yeah, it was, yeah, they just fulfilling a dream, a bit like Greece stuff. Now I've really wanted to go to Meteora. It's been, again, I can't remember when I first heard about the monasteries in Meteora, but a long, long time ago. And that's why sometimes I don't go to places as well, because I just figure eventually an assignment will pop up. A bit like Greenland's on my list. I really want to visit, but I'm super expensive, and I'm just hoping someone will eventually offer me an assignment there.
Actually, as a follow question, if you allow me, this question, it's for a reason. Maybe I would love to ask you, maybe after that in private. Did you take photos for a certain the city that you like it the most? I mean, full photography with landscape, buildings, something like that. Did you take anything like that in your career?
You mean a city that has it all? Is that what you're asking me? I'm not sure I
Maybe
understood the
old,
question.
maybe new, but let's say something really unique. So you take a full photography and full details for it. Did you ever done something like that?
Yeah, I've done quite a few jobs like that. The only one that really springs to mind that I actually was to do a full story on, that, I mean, New York is obviously a city, but I'd say if you're looking for something a bit less obvious than New York, I'd probably say Dubrovnik, because that, to me, I mean, is just, I don't know if anyone's seen it or knows what Dubrovnik looks like, but to me, that's just one of the most beautiful places on earth. Its setting, and obviously it's got the culture, it's got the lived-in history of the old town, the old city. It's on the Mediterranean, so it's got crystal clear seas. It's good for landscapes. It's got so many little details all around the city, from carvings, from little games that the locals used to play, where they sort of balance on these boulders, on these little rocks, like hidden faces around. And I mean, and then you've just got these killer views from up in the mountains. It's good with a drone. Yeah, it just ticks all the boxes really for me. So I'd say Dubrovnik probably.
Lovely, bro. Lovely. So maybe we can stick into DMs. Okay. I have crazy things. Maybe if you'd like to get crazy with us, why not? So I would love, maybe we can make something really crazy. And one last question, Jordan. Are you single or married? Because this is really important question for us.
What do you think? I'm single or married?
Actually, I don't know, because you look young, man, and don't believe, or maybe because you are photographer, there is so many girls love photography, so they will
But
DM you.
he just mentioned something. You didn't listen to him.
Yeah, I know.
I
You didn't pick
I
up on
didn't.
the earlier bits.
Yeah, you see, I just get it in one glance.
No, I know why you're asking me the question, and I think I know why you're asking me the question. And I'm married and have two children, two young children. So I don't know if that's probably what you wanted to hear. I'm guessing that you can do this while having a family. You don't need to be an eternal loner. I don't know, or maybe you're thinking I'm mad for tying myself down when I could just be traveling the world.
No, it's something totally different, brother. It's this question I ask it to every person in this community, so that I can help him to match with another artist, especially if he is single. So don't worry, man. It's just like a business technique.
Yeah, my
Oh my
wife will
God.
shut down my Twitter if she'll delete it and then change the passwords or something. So yeah, don't start hooking me up.
But I think, Riyad, you should doing something for yourself as a first connection because you are single.
Actually, no. My plan is to make everyone get engaged and married and have relationship, and I'll just look around and follow lap of all of these people. Trust me, this is my plan, actually.
Are you single, Riyad? Then, or did you just say?
Yes, I'm proud to be
All right.
single.
There's loads of eligible. I don't know what the equivalent of a bachelor is. What's the equivalent? Whatever the opposite of what a single female is. There's loads of cool single females in the NFT space, man.
Man,
If
I
you
don't want to get silly on people. Trust me. I just make them get married and get engaged, and then they will have problem with their partners, and I will just fall flat on them. So it's just like small tiny trick. You got me, bro.
I got to say, Riyad, as well, just quickly before I forget. Are you aware of Chris Hyther's work when you were talking about architecture and stuff? Have you seen that, his work?
I didn't get you. Sorry.
Oh, there's a photographer called Chris Heither. He's the he did the row homes and now the high rises project.
Well,
But he's
okay.
I'll pin it if that's all right. But I thought you should definitely check it out because what you're talking about architecture and your style and love of sort of the architecture coming first, and it really struck me because he's an architect and his work is for me some of the best I've seen in the NFT space. Like, I mean, it's photography, but it's like a work of art. It's like absolutely it's incredible. So I'll pin it now, but I highly recommend you have a look at that. And he's a super cool dude as well, so I'm sure he'd connect with you if you want to talk and hang out, or I can introduce you if not.
It's a great honor, brother. It's a great honor to meet all of these amazing architects, photographers, and artists. So this is what we are here, brother, to connect with each other.
Exactly. I really love that part because I really wanted to make such a spaces to make connections between people, and I'm so happy that I'm just going to the right place. By the way, I have a question for you, Riyad. One of my friends is working in architecture, but it is just a little different from what you're doing. But she had some problems to find people and to connect with them. Mostly people tell her to go for metaverses and something like that. What do you think about architecture things in NFT spaces? I want to know more about that part because we see a lot of digital paintings, photographies, and something like that. But for architecture, it is a little different. The concept, the art, everything. For people to understand, everything is just different. I want to know about that part.
Lovely question, Magic Colors. The whole problem now, into especially with the architects who are providing, let's say, metaverse, they don't understand what the meaning of metaverse. So many people they think metaverse is just like spatial gallery or something, or Decentraland or something like that, which is something totally, totally, totally different than the real metaverse, which is not launched even yet, which is will be launched with Meta. Meta, they want to have something like interaction with other people directly. So it's something like you will make VR and hologram mix all together to provide journey for people, and maybe you can interact with the things. So you will be able to see the galaxies. You will be able to see the human body exactly in front of you. Not like Avatar and someone just having journey around, because this is already exists from 20 years ago, and we already as an architect we do it. So if we want to make something as an architect, especially into the metaverse, and especially we need to start doing something, we need to start to develop ourselves, especially in VR, especially in holograms, and the new devices. We need to keep updated with Meta, actually, because Meta it's providing new devices, especially with the lenses for this metaverse, and there's a gloves or something. So whatever that we are doing now, it's useless. I will be honest. Sorry for being honest with that, especially with lately with Spatual and the Saturnland, and I see something like a voxel box or something. This is not Meta.
Sandbox, yeah, sandbox and voxel art.
Sandbox and all of this stuff, this is useless. This is not meta, and it's not related to metaverse for sure. So this is the whole problem. So if you want to do something, let's say maybe we can prepare something else, like start to make 3D models, professional ones, something that maybe people can use it as 3D printings, as models for animations. We have, let's say, as 3D designers, there is 3D templates. If you want to go to 3D Archive or something like that, you can upload it and sell the 3D model to other artists. So why don't we think in 3D designs and in architecture to make it just like those big websites and start to upload it and sell the 3D product directly, so that the other companies all around the world they can collect it and purchase it. So it's something like that. But if we don't understand what the meaning of metaverse, no need to work until we get the knowledge for it.
Okay, I see. Thank you, thank you. But why do you say that they are not metaverses? I want to know more about that part you mentioned.
Yes, because metaverses, meta, it's just like as I told you. I don't know if you check hologram. Hologram, it's just like a technique that you will able to see the person in front of you directly, engage with you and talk with you. So imagine that you are in Iran and I'm in Dubai. So I will be able to see you directly, just like the real magic color with your real name, real clothes, real eyes, and speak with you directly face to face. You understand me? So it's not because all of the now the metaverse spaces they are trying to provide you, hey, you have this avatar, you need to have a journey or something like that. So this step is just like a step to provide NFTs in the future, but this is not the right way. You understand me? It's only commercial way. So there were a conference with someone from United States. He was speaking about it. So he came and he started to speak. So he referred all of the things that Sandbox and Decentraland and all of this stuff. In the end of the topic and in the end of the meeting, he said, finally, I just finished this meeting without using the word M, which is the metaverse. So it's just like open topic. You got me? It's really huge, really big, and people didn't understand it yet because it's not launched yet. You got me? So if you want to make something, you need to make something really close and really simple and really, how can we say it? Close to the main topic, which is meta.
Thank you, Ria Jama. I was love your opinion about the metaverse, and I totally agree with you. And this, we are in the beginning of the this revolution, and we don't know what happened in the, for example, 100 years later, and something like as this technology should be grow up as well. But yeah, we are here, and for us, something it's a something like as a dream, yeah. And but we love this. We are the some person that wants to do this revolution with with a different opinion. And yeah, thank you, Riyad Jan. I should say hello to Cedric, and thank you to join with us. Hello, Cedric Jan.
Hi,
Hello,
Cedric. Are you
hello, hello,
there?
hello, 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 hello. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. It's not the best time for me to speak right now. I will be free in like 10 minutes or something like that. But I'm here, and I wanted to say hello. Coming to support the space and listening to the very interesting conversation. Hello, Riyadh. Hello, parties. Hello, everybody. Of course, hello, magical lord. So please give me like 10 minutes. I'm cycling at the moment, so when I will be home, I can come back and speak a bit more. All right.
Yeah,
Sure,
for
sure.
sure. Take your time.
Cool, cool. I'll be with you shortly. I'll be with you shortly. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Let's go to Mana, and I have my questions again. Hi, Mana.
Hi, Paraton. Hi, Paraton, and hi to Riyadh. Hi to Jordan. Hi to Ibrahim, Cedric, everybody. Actually, everybody in the space, and all my friends are here. Thank you for bringing me up. Uh,
Am I right or Mana just get right?
I think she just got
I,
rugged. I lost her as well. Oh, she's back, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think okay. Sorry for that. I was right several times during the space actually. I have a question for both of you. I think it was not asked or discussed because I was right for a while, so I think if it's repeated, so please let me know. I just wanted to know your idea about the NFT world, about the present situation and future of it. Where do you like it and do you see it to go?
Is that to me in Riyadh or?
Yes,
Yeah, for
please.
sure.
You go ahead, Riyad, if you want. I took the last one first, then I'll go after you if you want.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. Actually, Mana, in real world, financial world, there is a cycle for the world, okay? Especially for the modern world financial system, it's about having cycles, and these cycles, it's just like financial stuff, you have it, you have a problem with financing. So just like in 2008, they were broke. Before 2008, also in 19s, they have been broke also. So the market they lower, and the government make a problem with the market and squeeze it so that the people can the big companies start small companies start to sell themselves. Okay. After they sell themselves, medium company, they do the same. After that, the big company control everything. So what's happened in NFT, it's copy paste of real life financial system. It's just like parallel to it. So what's happening now? They are trying to squeeze the market. So once they squeeze it, the projects, it's not about NFTs and people like us who are selling art into the NFTs. No, it's just like how can we say it? There is a project, real project, already established and already try to have sales, and they already try to provide sales and selling their products. So now many of them they got broken, and other project control it. The same situation it's happened, and it's all cycle. So what will happen in the end? The market will stand again and came, and people start to recollect, and the Ethereum will start to get high again and again and again. And this is the whole story. So what we need to do, and especially in this market, we need just like to stay present and don't think always about sales, guys. Think about build real connections. Once you have strong connections, it's the triggers that bring you to have a new sales and new crypto and something like that. So this is my opinion into this. So it's really a normal cycle, just like financial system. And nobody feel afraid or something. It's only a matter of time. So just keep engaging and keep have connections.
Do you want me to go next?
Okay, go on, Jordan.
No, you've got something to say. Go for it.
No, I just wanted to say thank you, and Jordan, please go on. I just wanted to say that.
That's cool. Yeah, I think what Riyad said about the markets is pretty accurate. That it's so I won't reiterate what he said. I very much have the same feelings on that. I think I mean, I'm beyond bullish on the NFT art photography markets. I think that the opportunities here for if you think about what you're doing and you act accordingly and you're proactive rather than reactive, and you set out a journey for yourself and you treat it like a business, like you would any other, set up a roadmap, a business plan. I believe that this space offers those people who think about what they're doing and plan their journey into this like untold opportunities and wealth, if that's what matters to you. Like, I think it'll be exponential what can be achieved, like generational wealth if it's done correctly. We're that early to this space and to what can be done and the opportunities that arise if you put yourself out there. And I think going on the fact that for me, bear markets are always, or recessions, whatever they labeled in Web3 or Web2, are actually like times that I thrive. I think that's when you can really build, you can really set yourself apart, and you can really show your dedication to what you're doing by sticking to it and building and continue to making connections, as Riyad said. And it's a time when people are quieter and opportunities are more available. When other people are heading for the hills and you're running, you're running the opposite direction. I think the people that matter stick around and do that, and I think that you can take that opportunity in bad markets or recessions, and they offer a massive opportunity. I think it's too easy to get caught up in the negative side of it, but there's cycles that need to happen for a reason as well. And I think they're not just financial cycles; they're cycles to allow growth. If everyone never had any time to sit down and rethink, it was just always 100 miles an hour, up, up, and up. It's very hard to be proactive. You just end up reacting to every situation because there's no way to keep up with it. So it allows a human reset and an artistic reset and a directional reset, which not a complete reset, but sends you in a different, can just open up opportunities in different directions and different marketplaces. So yeah, and I think, like I say, I'm beyond bullish on it, and I hope I'm not just daft, and I do actually have some, have some reason to believe that. But
Thank you very much, Jordan and Riyad, for your ideas. And actually, it was very interesting to hear these from you, both of you. And of course, it was very nice actually to meet Jordan here and my dear friend Riyad that I have known from before. Thank you very much. I will close my mic to let others speak. Thank you very much.
Actually, I want to add my opinion about the future of NFT because I always thinking about the future of NFT, not for about real soon, about the, a big time in the, history. I think too much data we put on the, on the Web 2 and Web 3, and these data actually, these are some discovery for the future generation, and they know about more about us, how we feeling, how we doing, how we acting, and this is something about the different culture of the new generation and something like as this, I think. And yeah, this is data, you know, will continue on the future. And I think about this. And sometimes I put on my, for example, description for the future generation, because I don't know, I can sell that piece or not, but maybe in the future, some person look at this and look at my feeling that I am not exist anymore. But yeah, this is something like as this.
It's
you make a great
interesting.
point. Yeah, you make a great point about putting stuff in descriptions and tagging the metadata, freezing the metadata, and that sort of stuff at work. I mean, it could, it's not that far away in the reality of the scale of the world before some of us are no longer here, and that work is, a lot of people are collecting it and minting it. Obviously, if it played right, the royalties you could get could be huge over the coming years. Well in, once you're long gone, and this is, you're building an inheritance for your family, for your kids, for their future. And I mean, you've got to think of it like that. I think, for me, if you believe in this space, that this is going to be around and only stronger in hundreds of years. And if you don't have that metadata, you don't have the right information, the copyright information tagged to you, all of this stuff, it's going to lessen the value of something and the saleable value in the future. So, and it's so easy to achieve. Like, it's really not hard to just put that information in. Like, it's just writing some words.
Very nice points of view, but I want to hear Ibrahim as well, because I remember he had such question yesterday in his space, but it was personally, and now we have it public. Ibrahim, are you there? Do you want
Yes,
to
I
add
am there.
anything?
Can you please repeat your question again? I missed a part of it.
The question was about the future of NFTs.
Yeah, great question. As I see, and I'm telling the people, it's just a kind of a renaissance, and we are at the first of it. If you just want to imagine a lifetime for the NFTs and hold the Web3, I think we are in the first 5 minutes of it. And based what I see here, everything is really good, and we can imagine a great future for it. But I think it's very soon for imagination anything for it. But yeah, I am positive about the future of this world. Because, for example, people like me, we joined here because for many years we were on a platform like Instagram, but we never had the chance to found our colleagues, our other photographers or artists, and make a deep connection with them. I think it's the most valuable thing about the whole Web3 world. And for example, I am always happy that if I go, for example, to Dubai, I have my friend Sabut there. If I go to Bali, I have Tiba there, and many friends like that. And this feeling is really amazing and valuable in my opinion.
Thank you. It was awesome. I have another question because we are mostly artists here, but I know some of you sometimes collect from others as well. I want to know your opinion that artists should collect from each other or no? Because I see that some people just disagree with collecting from each other as an artist. I want to know your opinions as well.
Do you want me to go first, Riyad, or do you want to go, mate? That was aimed at us, was it, Magical? Or was that aimed at Ibrahim?
Yeah, for sure, go on. Everybody can
Yeah,
just tell their
I
idea.
think I'll go since no one else is saying anything other. Yeah, I definitely think there's no. For me, you collect off other artists. I think I'm going to say it because maybe not everyone will want to hear it, but I think there was a period of editions where people were either relying, I'll buy yours, you'll buy mine, just relying on that kind of community thing and selling out editions. Great, but for me, that is a bit counterproductive, really, of what the long-term game plan is. Like, one, you won't have actually made any money. Yes, everyone gets some nice art, but you've spent time promoting this thing, doing this thing, giving away your art. You might as well just airdrop it to each other and move on. Really, it doesn't seem to, that was an issue, I think, with artists just supporting and expecting it to be given back, I think, or having to, or pre-arranged agreements. I think that was just a bit, it just didn't make sense to me, like, as a, why you do it. And, and I know it was going on because I was approached about it, but about this sort of thing. So, and I'm sure that it happens, and it makes sense that it would happen. It's logical for people to go down that sort of route, and I understand it. But I don't think that was a good thing. But I do think, if you're, I predominantly I collect. When I collect off people, I'm interested in one-of-one art. That's always what I've wanted to collect. So, and I don't see any issue in that. And I think once you get into those levels as well, people don't expect the return. You buy mine, I buy yours. I think with the editions being so cheap, it was kind of this, and there was just too many of them around as well. But so no, I definitely think, like, for me, there's no issue with collecting off who you want, when you want, or for whatever reason you want, really. And the reality of it, like.
Thank you. And Riyad, do you want to say something?
Well, yes, I believe it's right that we are sometimes one-to-one artists, but sometimes also we need to learn some marketing techniques. And marketing techniques is just like finding our niche target or target audience for us. So target audience, it's the people that we have and also the followers that we have. So first of all, before we make any editions, also the prices, we need to think, are we targeting collectors or big whales who are ready to spend 5 ETH, 10 ETH on our work, or we want to have just like normal prices that everyone can be available to collect from us. And once they collect from us, we will have cash. So it's according to the roadmap of each artist that we have here. So some artists, they are taking NFTs for a living. So if you want to take it for a living, you cannot put really high prices, just like 1 ETH, 10 ETH, something like that. So no one will be available to collect directly and grab an artwork from us. So we need to provide, if we are, let's say, not always into the spaces and we are not always available, maybe we can provide something with affordable price so that we can always engage with our friends and they started to collect from us. And of course, if you want to think about also the big whales and collector, if you have any connections with them, they don't like someone to DM them as usual and tell them, hey, please check my work or something. They like to have normal friendship, normal relationship, even with them. So even if you have normal prices or big prices, you need to communicate with all of the people as a friend and develop this friendship. Whatever you having big price or normal price, or even if they are artists or non-artists, the most important thing is to provide value for them, provide good connection with them. And once you do something for them, they will directly communicate with you. This is what I want to respond for this.
Yeah, thank you. That was nice. You just mentioned about connections with people, especially with collectors, and I believe most of all have some problems. And I heard Jordan just said that I talk to my collectors for a while, maybe every day. I want to know how you just start talking and what should we talk about with them. It is for myself, it is so hard to start a chat. I don't know where to start actually. So yeah, I think it is just the most important problem for all of us, especially for those who wants to build their communities. I need some advices there.
Actually, if you allow me to answer this question, it's really simple. If you allow me, many people they think they have connection with collectors just because a few things, just like he has a friend of friend, he introduced him or something like that. So it's work, but it's not always something like that. It's about going to meetings and spaces with people, not trying always to say, hey, this is my art, hey, check my work, hey, do something. It's just like when you came up and you provide value for people and you show them. If you are awarded winning photographer, you come and show them some information about photography. If you are awarded winning artist, you come and you tell them about information about art, and you convince the people with the knowledge that you have. So once they see that this man, he can provide value for them, even because even the big whales, they are even crypto guys, or even they have big projects, so they need someone to support these projects according to his knowledge, because whatever, he is a businessman or something, maybe he don't have background with art, he don't have background with architecture or photography or xyz, so he has this gap. So once you came to any space and you fill this gap in a professional way, he will start directly to contact you, not you will contact them. And this is the problem. People think when they came to spaces and they will have just, let's say, they want to DM the collector, or they just wants him to follow him or something, or they just follow the collector and tell him, hey, please just check my work. Why don't you make this collector come to you and tell you, hey man, I love you and I love your speech. I would love to contact with you. This is the secret of the NFT, and this is how I do it. And that's why many big whales follow me and they start to interact with me. This is the whole secret.
Wow, thank you. And Jordan, do you want to add anything to this?
I'd say Riyad pretty much summed it up. I think the one sentence that is ask what you can do for somebody else, not what they can do for you. If you start to think like that, then things come to you. And I'd say, yeah, people will reach out to you when you start adding value and they see that you can add value. Like, so I haven't spoken to one collector about my work out of, I don't know, 50 to 100 collectors that I'm in touch with regularly. Not one have I talked about my work without previously being asked by them to talk about my work. Everything has just been like normal human to human, just doing our thing as people who vibe with what we're doing in this space. And then when the time's right, like they'll ask, they'll reach out, and if they're already looking. They're not, people are digging through your stuff, and if they don't ask, it's either they don't, they might vibe with you as a person, but they're just, they don't really vibe with your art, and that's perfectly, that I know that's the case with some collectors I get on with, and we talk about stuff, and I point out things to them that they might like, and they point out things, but that he hasn't got any interest in actually picking up the sort of work I do. But that, I don't then just go, right, well, we can never talk again. Like there's no, there's no, that's not what it's about. It's just doing your thing, and yeah, it will just happen. I think if you've got to just not want it. I think too much. You've got to not be just chasing it. You've got to let it come. If you just go out and grab it, people are just going to see it as like all you care about is that. Whereas if you just don't, and to me, like I found that quite easy because I believe in this whole concept so much of the way it is that it was actually genuinely how I felt as well. It was like, no, I didn't even need to, try and change the way I felt, which, and I get that, obviously if you need money and you need to pay bills, then, you're out, things are going to be different for you. So you haven't got the time, and you might, you have different values at that time as well. So it is hard, but I think, if you just act decent and interact, and I like to say, ask what you can do for someone else and not what they can do for you. And generally in the world, you'll be fine with that sort of mantra.
Maybe I can add it something also, if you allow me. Sometimes most of the people, when someone follow him or interact with him, and he has a small account, they don't respond to this person. He say, "Hey, he's a new or something," and they feel like they want to have big accounts to contact them. Most of the big whales, they have small accounts, and they come to spaces and talk with people and engage with them in another accounts, and according to that they start to collect from another artist. So also this is this steps everyone has to know it. So once even small account follow you, you have to follow him back, because he might be a real collector and big whale, but he like to interact with people not from his official account. And I would love to shout out Lil Kango. He's a really amazing build community and photographer. I love his photography. I'm sure he has something as a feedback.
Hi, Congo. Nice to meet you.
Yo guys, thank you for having me. Yeah, I just heard your topic, and I wanted to jump in on that because I've been here for 8 9 months or so. I've seen a lot of stuff. A lot of people come and go, collectors come and go, all that stuff. And yeah, like it's been said before, like you never know who's the collector next to you. Like somebody with a account of 100 followers can be literally a whale. And we have a perfect example of it, of a lady that joined us in the CPC. And she joined the roundtable, and we were hanging out every single day, and we didn't know anything. And she just started to ask us for recommendations. So we were recommending her this artist, this artist, this artist, this artist. And at the end of the day, like now she's like 15 days into NFTs. She collected over 400 NFTs, and she just collected a piece from me. I never shilled anything to anybody. People that want to see my work, they will see it. And yeah, I think that that's magical. This is what you were asking, like how do you start start to meet them and stuff. Like you're just doing it, you're here, you're chatting with us, and you don't know if Jordan is a whale, for example, or Riyad or Mana or whoever in the space. You never know. That's why you have to just always be yourself, show who you are, represent your work, and you'll get it. Just be persistent and keep showing up. So yeah, that's my 3 cents over there.
Yeah, spot on. I'd like to say your point can be perfectly proven. There was in this space that I know of, that when I have a brief look, they aren't here now, but there's been at least 2 absolute whale collectors that like love photography, love art, that have been in this room, and I don't know if anybody recognised them or not, but that totally proves your point, that they're not people that everyone would know. And I think what you hit on as well of just showing up, if magical, if you just met between each other in this space, I'm assuming that I'm correct in thinking while he was talking, you were looking through his profile and looking through his Twitter feed, or am I not?
With who again?
Magical, you 2 have just connected, haven't you? Not spoken before, I think. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I didn't get your question actually.
I was trying to ask. I'd assume that most people in this space who hadn't come across Kangu had opened up his Twitter profile and had a look at it at least, while he was talking. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah.
So that's my point. That if a collector is in this room or at any point, or even just talks, people are looking. You don't need to shill them work because they're already looking at you. Just by you being there, if you can just talk and say something sensible, there's nobody. I mean, if you're a collector of art and this person's saying something that you vibe with, why would you not be looking through their Twitter feed? It doesn't make any sense to me. You might think it's rubbish, but it takes you're already there listening to them, so you might as well take the time, that 2 minutes to go. Yeah, if that first picture, that pinned tweet grabs you, they could go down the rabbit hole with you, and you won't even know it's going on. And
you're exactly spot on. And I think that me, like when I'm here for the past 9 8 months, maybe I shilled once or twice at the beginning because I didn't know what I'm doing. But since then, I haven't shilled at all, man. And I sold out a collection. I sold, few pieces, quite a few pieces. So like, and I never shill, So I definitely recommend people don't fucking shill. Don't shill in the DMs. Don't shill anywhere. Just do your thing, and it's gonna come.
I want to say I see Cedric hand rise, and I want to know about the opinion of the Cedric. Cedric, please.
Yeah, hello guys. Yeah, I'm finally sitting on a chair, not cycling, and I can properly come and speak with you guys. I 100% agree with what's been said before. I think, however, that the collectors needs educate to be re-educated about that, because it's gone wrong at some point, and if it has gone into the shield, this is not what collectors need. Collectors collect, and collector finds art. That's how it has always been before, and that's how it should be. It's not exactly how it is yet, quite yet, in the space. This is not entirely the fault of the collectors. It's not entirely the fault of the artists. I think this is a synergy. This is what happens in between. I do believe that some collectors, some big guys or influencers maybe, have messed up the game. And that unfortunately a lot of artists don't know any better but become salesmen. we shouldn't we shouldn't be salesmen. We should be artists. We should just be there, be ourselves, and collectors should just be collectors. And when they like what they see, they collect. This is how the world works normally, and that's what was said before, mainly. But I don't think we're quite yet there. I think it will need a little bit of a push and time before it actually comes to this. And I really, really pray that it comes sooner than later. Um, I I collect. I'm definitely not a whale. I've seen. I think someone says Kangu. You say collector, not a whale. I like that. I'm definitely not. But I do like collecting. I collect quite a bit. Um, I don't really collect from shield threads or this type of things. I just collect people. This is what I do. I go, I find people that I love. I love their art. I connect with them, and then I buy. I mean, all the art that I had collected, I know the people. I have met a lot of them. I have met personally. After collecting or before collecting, I actually managed to get them. Some came from Ukraine to London. I met them. Some came from Spain and came to have a dinner with me, and some. I mean, like basically, I have met almost all the people I collected from, and this is what it should be about. It's collectors do interact with the artists in the real world. I'm talking like in the real art world, not necessarily in NFTs. And very rarely they tell them what to do. We are in a place where in NFT the collectors have started to drive what the artist needs to do so that they can be collected, which is absolutely wrong. And that's where I think it needs a little bit of a resetting of things in a way, and a lot more humanity in the relation in between collectors and artists. To finish on this, I'm an artist way, way, way before being a collector. So I never even expected becoming a collector. I did buy art in my life for my walls. I love physical arts. I'm fond of physical art. I never thought when I joined the NFT space that I would become fond of collecting NFTs. That was not part of my plan at all. 0%. And it's a real addiction. So we can discover ourselves, new passions, new things, and but again, this is on the human side with people that you can speak to and meet and understand, and that's what I like about it.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the idea behind these spaces that I hold, it is more than 1 month now that I started these spaces. And, the idea behind that was making connections and building the community, because we are in bear market and people cannot sell. Most of the people cannot sell, especially new artists, and that was why I just started these spaces to give people the space, the stage to come, join, and make their relationships. Sometimes it is hard for most of them to connect with. Sorry, Mana, I think your mic is open. Okay, sorry. Sometimes it is hard for some of the people to connect with some other, maybe bigger collectors or artists. It is so hard for them, and I decided to start such a spaces because of that. Because it is just so hard, as Ria just said, that sometimes they ignore you because you don't have a lot of followers, you don't have a sold out collection or something like that. And yeah, I wanted to go on this journey, and thank God that I could go on with that. Okay, let's go to Riyad. Riyad, go on, and then we will hear Glum.
Actually, maybe I would love to give an idea. Maybe I'm not totally agree with the guys with little thing. Okay, sometimes we need to present ourselves and show ourselves. But if there is specific collectors or people who don't know us first, so also we need to engage with other people. How we engage? Through a retweet, through a like, comment, something like that. Follow each other. So sometimes in Twitter, especially, if you let's say Jordan, he is in UK, me, I'm in Dubai, so we have different followers, different collectors, different people. So once I retweet his work, after he present his work, let's say to any person, my collectors will see his work and other people also will see his work. And this is the whole secret sometimes. If we keep on say, hey, we don't share or we don't chill sometimes, it's wrong. But if there is the right space and right place to make connection, we need to chill so that also we can have sales. For me, actually, I sell twice in shelling, but the rest of my sales, all of them, I make it just like normal conversation or normal topics, or even without shelling. I just post it on my Twitter and people start to collect. It's really simple. So I believe, as a conclusion, it's only small, tiny introduce to ourselves, and we need not to shell and say, "Hey, I have lost my cat, I have lost my mom, I have lost my family, I have lost something, I lost my shoes, and I'm feeling depressed, and that's why I came to NFT." This is stupid. Sorry, with all respect, but if you wanna come, you have to say, "Hey, my name is XYZ." You need to promote your name, not your work, present what you are doing, and according to that, make people engage with you and get to know you. And after that, they can collect. So you need to present yourself for sure. Not say you don't have to go to shell rooms. You have to go there, but you have to go to the right shell room and right person who really support you, and the place or the shell room who really support you and retweet your work, engage with you, and follow you. Because in the end, you need to provide followers and to provide engagement for you.
If I can chime on that, I think you're totally right, Riyad. This is not all black and all white in this thing. Of course. I mean, if you never put yourself out, nothing ever happens. I remember a friend of mine telling me this long ago, way before NFTs and stuff. He was always meeting the right people at the right time. I was like, "Are you lucky or what?" He's like, "No. If I never go in that plane, I will never sit next to that guy. You need to be out. You need to be there. You need to open your mouth. You need to speak. You need to do things." And you're 100% right. It starts with making the art and then showing the art. Um, but what we're doing now, speaking and not even showing our art necessarily, is priceless. This is the deep connections, and then there is like the showing off of the work and stuff. But like you said, it's not all white or black. We need to do a little bit of both. We need to be out there. Yeah, I agree with this 100%.
And a little thing that is, it depends on the community and blockchain that you are working. Mostly on Tezos, I see people sells their pieces by shilling, but I don't say that they don't sell anything without shilling, but I see people there, most of them, maybe 70 or 80% of sales are just going on with shilling and such things. But for Ethereum or other blockchains, yeah, I totally agree with you. Okay, Glam, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Hey, magicalords. Yeah, how you doing, everyone? I'm Daniel. Yeah, I'm Daniel from Nigeria. I'm very new to NFT, about 4 weeks or so. Yeah, 4 weeks to 5 weeks here. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So far, I came to NFT like cause I wanted the money. But so far, I discovered something more, like the connection, the people, the audience, and I'm just trying to say, I really like, I feel like that's what I want now, not just the sale anymore. Like, I I have other objectives. So um I heard people just want to, yeah, like I was in space last 2 days, and they just wanted to hear my work and like get down back. I wanted to like tell my story and like talk about myself, but they were like, no time for that, please go back down, stuff like that. So like I feel like making connection is harder if people don't want the connection, because I feel like some people just want to sell their stuff and and like other stuff like that. So like I said, I'm very new, and I'm here to like gather enough knowledge and learn new things from the NFT spaces, and like, yeah. So far it's about connections, like basically about connections, man. Like I've met a lot of great people in NFT, and I'm very very grateful for like the opportunity and stuff like that. So I want to give Riyad a shout out, man. Like the guy, I was in space yesterday, and he was the guy is fun. Let me say it's fun. Yeah, like the best place I've been to so far. That was Riyad space. Yeah, and also the Crockett, she the listener there. I also want to give her a shout out. So also, yeah, I want to ask a question. Yeah, I heard collectors now don't really sorry, they really fuck with Polygon. So I'm just trying to ask if that is actually true, because do they really?
If I could jump in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from my experience, Polygon, it's a funny one. Okay, so from my side, we had something on Polygon, and we had people that wanted to buy it, but their transfer wasn't going through, or it went through, they took the money, but it didn't receive the NFT, and there have been a lot of issues with that. And they say that it's gas free. Yeah, if you want to cash it out, you're gonna pay shitloads of money, so you're gonna pay back the gas, to be honest. So it's not that very much gas free. And yeah, I know that for a fact that a lot of collectors that I passed by in the past few months, they won't collect from Polygon because they have bad experience with it. But also from the other side, my fiance, she sold her a piece to Sir Anthony Hopkins, and he bought it with Polygon. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because in my opinion, like me personally, I will never again touch anything on Polygon. But there might be this lucky shot of Sir Anthony Hopkins coming over, with his wallet.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, Glom. Uh,
Okay. Can I? Okay. Um. Okay. I feel like, okay. Polygon. Like for me, like people that don't have money to pay gas fee, I feel like
No,
that's
no, no, no.
why
Listen, 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 listen. go on OpenSea and you lazy mint. So you pay only to connect your wallet, and that's it. You will never ever pay anything else. So I would treat it as a very good investment in your art, because to connect your wallet, you will pay, I don't know, I paid 350 because I was an idiot and I didn't know what's gas fees, but I hope you're past this one and you know what gas fees are, so you can catch and snipe the lowest part of it.
Yeah, okay, thanks, thank you. So Riyad.
Actually, brother, there is something maybe we need to make it before we meant or something like that. We need to check our community, okay? Check the people who are around you, okay? So check. Are you looking for people with high prices, or let's say they are looking for Ethereum, Polygon, Tezos, something like that? According to them and according to the collector that you have also little connection with them, you start to build your own community. Okay, so you need to find the people who are around you and support you. So if there's people that I know, so many big whales also they like to collect on Polygon. I have a friend, she collects more than 1,000 artwork on Polygon. I had also a friend also, he also collect only on Polygon. Some people, and Tezos, I'll be honest with you, I'm not familiar with Tezos or Solana, but what you need to do, brother, first, you need to double check the people who are around you and what they like. And according to that, you start to tell them, this is my product. So just investigate the market, investigate the people, and if you see there is good potential to mint in any platform, mint on it. This is my small, tiny opinion, not financial advice to mint on Polygon, but you need to double check the people around you and how they collect, bro.
Yeah, if you want something cheap to mint, I would suggest maybe Tezos. In my opinion, like over Polygon, I would go with Tezos and it's booming right now, so you might benefit from that also in the meantime, and you can build up from there, save up some money, and mint on Ethereum.
Can I interrupt quickly? Sorry, guys. This could go on. I've got to bounce. I've got to take my kids out. So I just want to interrupt and say that basically. And yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great to talk to you all. And yeah, let's do it again sometime. It's been fun. And, yeah, sorry I have to bounce early.
Have a
Yeah,
great one,
thank you,
Jordan.
thank you. Go on, Congo.
Take it easy, everyone.
Yeah,
You just get excited. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, we are going to close it maybe in 5 minutes because this is just more than 1.5 hours. But thank you for joining. Okay, go on, Glom and Congo.
I was working on making some sales in Polygon. Like that was the idea, and then I'll move to just eat like Ethereum and blockchain. That was the plan though. So like I'm still waiting on like sales. Then I'll move to Ethereum because
Yeah,
I
but
feel
if
like
you need any help, you can reach out to me in a private message. Maybe I'll be able to help you somehow.
yeah, bro. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot, bro. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Congo. Thank you for your support and thank you, everybody. If you have anything to add or ask, you can go on.
I just want to add something, guys. Please don't always think about sales, and please just don't always think about selling your artwork. Just once you try to hunt something down, it will not come to you. Try to always think about build a true relationship with people, normal friendship with people. Once you show some love to people, everything will come to you. So nobody think about the sales. Sales is not a measure to your success into the NFTs. Think about just like
Agreed.
normal, really simple, guys. Only small, tiny connections, small, tiny help. Don't think about anything. Only think about having true friendship with people. That's it.
Agreed. Make friends, make connections. That's the key to all of that. But be careful, be careful, be careful, because there is a lot of people that might take advantage of you, and yeah, it might hurt. So be careful. Just take care of
Man,
yourself, guys.
man, it's happened with me. There were
Good,
someone
don't
I
even
always
fucking tell me.
Yeah, and someone I always grab him to the co-host with me, and suddenly he start to make me a hell of problem. Seriously.
Dude, I don't even want to start about that, to be honest. I just saying, just be careful, guys. Just be careful.
Mhm. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Actually, the real world come to here. It's not different. We are from real world. That is
Yeah, but the
something
problem is
that
that
that we
here,
should, because we said we want, when we come to NFT, we make something like as a magic word for us, but all the people around the world is makes this word. Actually, it's not different. Our culture, everything, our feeling, everything. And I want to add something that I never said this. Actually, this market is grow up with the crazy people. Okay, that's something like the, or not crazy, that's something like the mad
I
people. We
agree.
are
I
not,
agree.
we are mad of the art. We are mad of the collecting. We are mad of the money. We are mad of the being famous. Something like as this, and should be. Yeah, we should speak about this, but I never speak about this. Yeah, we are from the real world. Yeah, that's why. Cedric, I see your hand right.
I just wanted to say, like Riyad said, um, don't focus on the sales. I didn't have a sale from January to July. No, from December to July, over 7 months. I didn't have a sale, and it didn't stop me from being present every single day, just being myself, continue make art, and in July it just happened. I had 5 or 6 sales coming, and it just comes and it goes, and that's fine because in the end, um, like we say, we are artists. Of course, if we sell, it's better, but if we don't, it should not affect us that bad.
Cedric, where are you from?
I'm French, and I live in London.
All right, all right, all right. I was just curious about the accent.
How about you?
Oh my God, I
I'm,
just thought that you are from Russia. I don't know why.
to
Oh
be
yeah,
honest,
yeah. I'm
with
a,
the
I'm a
accent,
Yeah,
rich
I
sorry
Russian
was,
for that.
oligarch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish.
yeah,
I wish.
to be honest with the accent, I was going more towards Israel because of the, you know. But
Ah,
yeah,
that's
but I
interesting.
wasn't sure. That's why I asked.
That's interesting. Super interesting. Yeah, even in France, they always ask me where I'm from now. So when I speak French, so I'm
Yeah,
used to
I'm
it.
I'm I'm half Polish, half Israeli. That's why
All
I
right.
asked because I heard the Israeli accent and I was like, wait. Maybe he's someone close.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, nice to meet you. By the way, Kangu and
Nice to meet you,
everyone in
man.
the room here. I understand it's gonna close, so I just wanted to thank you for putting it up together, putting the room up, and for having me here. It was a very nice moment, and thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for joining me and being to the end. And yeah, it was a very nice chat. And a little reminder is I hold such a spaces every Saturdays and Wednesdays with parties. And we will have a lot of things to talk. We have a lot of guests. And thank you for joining me. You can come on the stage and ask and make your relationships. As you saw, we had a lot of people just made their connections and made their relationships, and that's what I just intended to do. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. By the way, I mostly make some videos from these spaces. So if you couldn't get all the things here, you can easily go to my YouTube and use the subtitles. There are especially Farsi subtitles. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And for the last thing that you want to add, just go on. Goodbye from me.
Thank you, Perijan.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It
Thank
was an
you,
honor to meet
everyone.
you guys. Bye bye.
Happy to have you here. See you soon.